You're watching East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it.
Well, here we are again, my friends, and we meet again. It's been... I took a shower. And I poured a cup of coffee. Stand by. I'm going to need this one. I don't know how many people are going to be joining us this morning. To the fact that, a lot of us were up late last night through the overnight hours, whether you woke up a little bit, saw a little bit of the coverage, and you're like, Witcher, I'm going back to bed, dude. This is ridiculous. Well, I will just tell you right off the bat that all severe weather for now is off the table. For right now, we saw that during the overnight hours, but we are looking at the possibility of some strong to severe thunderstorms, maybe later on this afternoon. So I was just trying to get my computer all set up. Here we go. So let's talk about a little bit of the forecast. We've got traffic going on. Of course, there's not going to be no traffic this morning due to the fact that, it's a holiday. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Get that music off there. We don't need that music on there. All right. Anyways, and so, traffic's going to be on the light side here today. I sure hope you have a great day. It should turn out to be a really nice, still muggy afternoon. But that's what could present a problem or two. I don't think it's going to be widespread, but if we were to see severe storms today, man, they were going to go severe pretty quickly. So here we go. Almanac yesterday, believe it or not, we made it to 90 degrees in Chattanooga. Today's Monday, right? 86 in Knoxville, 78 in Crossville, and 84 degrees in Tri-Cities. Officially at the airport last night before when they sent out the climate data officially, and they sent that out at like 5 o'clock in the evening, we didn't really see any rainfall at the airports, but that quickly changed during the overnight hours. And boy, I tell you what an active couple of days it's been. 24 hours. So, over the last 24 hours, we picked up anywhere from half an inch of rain to over 2.5 inches of rainfall. And so we do have some flood warnings out there that we'll talk about coming up in just a moment. So watch out for debris. If you are hitting the roads here this morning, we have had some strong thunderstorms, had a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings, had some tornado warnings last night as well. So with that, just watch out for debris on the back roads, neighborhoods. You may run into some of that. Have had a few reports of some trees being knocked down, and we do still have a lot of folks without power here this morning. But just over the last 2 days, we've picked up a lot of rain around the area. I actually want to show you, while I just do this on the fly, I want to show you how much rainfall we've seen over the last 7 days. Let me get this on here. You're gonna bear with me here, folks. I literally got into the bathroom here this morning after I left the broadcast, and I just laid down on the floor. I was like, I kind of feel nauseous right now. I don't feel so good. All right, last 7 days. Look how much rainfall we've seen over the last 7 days. So obviously this is totally cleared the drought. Any sort of dry conditions that we had around the area, that is no more. So say la vie to that. That's gone. But because we've seen the heaviest rain across Fentress and Scott County over into Monroe, Blount, and also Sevier County, that's why we've had a little bit of flooding. We even had a flood warning earlier this morning down near Chattanooga. So a lot of rain here over the last 24 hours. Here are your weather headlines, though. So we're going to see this morning rain slowly come to an end. I am anticipating some sunshine here this afternoon. It's probably not going to be until probably 1 or 2. So that may, depending on how long these clouds stick around, that may limit our destabilization throughout the day today. So I'm just going to try to get these words out here this morning. Just give me a second. Bear with me, my friends. We're going to destabilize the atmosphere more if we get more sunshine. Let's just call it what it is. Anyways, and so if we get sunshine, watch out for afternoon showers and thunderstorms. That would probably fire between 3 and 6 o'clock. And again, it'll be few and far between if we see them at all. But if we do see them, they will likely go severe fairly quickly, and the potential for seeing upwards of ping pong to maybe even golf ball size hail if we get these storms of fire. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the clouds stick around a little bit longer. I just want to go enjoy the day a little bit today with my family. I love you all. I love you all dearly, but I'm ready to be away from this computer screen for just a little bit. A lot of you have been asking me on social media, by the way, why I still have glasses on. I'll just give you a quick little tip on this, that my close-up vision is still not come in. My far vision has come in, but my close-up vision has still not. I still have a month to about 3 months before these eyes really settle in. I'm thinking that's what they say. And so with that, if I take them off, I can't really see my computer screens very well. And it's really weird because actually when I was in the kitchen cooking last night for the kids before I was back in the studio, when I'm in the kitchen, so it's like literally like 7 feet around me is still fairly blurry. I'm hoping that's normal. I have another update on Tuesday, so I'll give you an update on Wednesday for Wake Up with Witcher, but I got another appointment tomorrow, and so we'll see what they say about this. I hope that it clears up. Because it would kind of be terrible if I have to go back into contacts. The whole reason why I did this whole thing is so I could get rid of contacts and glasses, and here I am. All right. I didn't even talk about this, did I? All right, so morning rain, afternoon sunshine possible, isolated strong to severe thunderstorms. Tonight, clearing the skies with some drier air moving on in. Yes, it is going to be amazing. So starting tomorrow, it is really going to start to feel really comfortable. The weekend ahead, much more comfortable. Weather settles on in. The week ahead, I should say, but the weekend, there is a chance for some showers and thunderstorms. The confidence is low, and I don't think necessarily that we'll see severe storms, but there's another wave that's going to be picking up. Hey, listen, it's Monday. A lot of folks travel here. Busy travel weekend. So anybody going to be traveling down into Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, the Mid-Atlantic, up into the Northeast, we have a level 2 risk for strong to severe thunderstorms. So our cold front that will be moving through East Tennessee right around lunchtime-ish is going to continue to slide off to the southeast and produce more severe weather. So keep that in mind if you're traveling. And again, can't stress it enough, but download the East Tennessee Weather app. Even if you don't live here, if you're traveling back home, you can delete it when you get home if you don't want it on you. But it will give you notifications if you're driving home and you get into a severe thunderstorm warning. The risk across the country really begins to die down here over the next couple of days. But what we do have is still a level 1 risk for severe storms today. Okay, so by the Storm Prediction Center. So that is solely based on if we really get some sunshine. So if this were to happen, and there's a lot of caveats here, there's a lot of ifs here, and it's not like a CYB forecast, like cover your butt. This is just literally what could happen if this happens. And it's like life. Like kids, listen, if you do this, then you can have more game time. If you don't do this, forget about it. Get it. Anyways, high damaging winds would be the main threat. But again, large hail up to maybe 1.5 inches in diameter are all possible. There is, and I put not off the table on tornadoes. We still have some spin in the atmosphere. So there is still that potential that if we were to get a rogue storm and it really gets into this environment, could it start spinning? And the answer is yes. I'm going to keep low for like localized flooding and flash flooding. We're dealing with that this morning. But I think if we were to get that storm to fire, it will be a doozy of a storm and drop a lot of rain in a short amount of time. And the motion is going to be a little bit slower in the atmosphere. So that could lead to some localized flooding and flash flooding if that were to be falling on areas that already have a saturated ground. That's why I showed you the 7-day rainfall forecast, because again, looking at the flood guidance in some of the areas, we could pick up about 1 inch of rain over a 3-hour period, and that would create flash flooding and this rain. So something to keep in mind as well. Listen, it's Memorial Day weekend. Got a lot of campers out there. If you're joining us this morning, good morning. Welcome, by the way. But keep in mind that the Pigeon River up into the rivers and the streams up to the national park are going to be overflowing their banks, okay? And so that's something to keep in mind. Let's walk you through the future cast here for the day today, picking up the rain showers here that we have this morning. Actually, before I get to that, let me just go to the rain and show you what the rain is looking like. So you can clearly see our future cast is picking up exactly what's going on out there this morning. Some solid, steadier, heavier rain showers are still with us here at this hour. When you look at the, let me get the flood warnings on there. So again, we do have flood warnings in place here this morning. Where'd they go? Why did you disappear on me? But let's go. There we go. Okay. I have to click OK first. So we've got 2 flood warnings. So let me take off the radar. We don't need to take off the radar. Let's just go down to Sevier County for a second. We'll go down to the mountain counties. This is what I'm talking about. I talked about this during the overnight hours. Not only did we see heavy rain due to thunderstorms, but we do have a flash flood warning in effect for the mountain counties of East Tennessee. So the information on this runs for about another 2 hours and 20 minutes. Flash flood warning for southeastern Sevier County and East Tennessee until 9:30 this morning. So, 2 hours and 20 minutes. At 5:18 this morning, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area Between 1 to 2 inches of rain have already fallen. An additional half an inch to an inch are possible in the warned area. So flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. It is all due to thunderstorms, obviously. So watch out for rising water over rivers, bridges, and overpasses. Some locations that will be experiencing flash flooding possible is Gatlinburg. So the Pigeon River in downtown Gatlinburg, that river is probably really high, and probably not even to the extent that it currently is right now, due to the fact that once all this moves on out, it's a trickle-down effect, and all that rain and all that water is going to come down the mountainsides from the rivers and streams and fill up the Pigeon River. So that's going to continue. Pittman Center, Smoky Mountain National Park, and Elkmont. So can't stress enough, turn around, don't drown. We also do have a flash flood warning down across the Southern Valley as well. So this is for Hamilton and Bradley County. This runs until 8 o'clock this morning, much more the same. So we've seen a lot of rain from this system. All right, so now back to the future cast, and we'll pick up our timeline here this morning. You can clearly see it's picking up a fairly decent amount of what's going on out there right now. So good information in is typically good information out. So again, the rain's going to slowly come to an end as we get into the lunch hour. Those little green dots that you see on the screen, I don't necessarily know that we're going to have a lot of lingering shower activity through the day, but the point is that we're going to see this cold front swing through right around lunchtime. So if we were to get some sunshine, which I don't think we'll have a lot of sunshine by lunchtime, but we'll take it into the 3 o'clock hour, that's when we'll start to see more sunshine. Now, the cold front will be swinging off to our east at that point, so the likelihood of us seeing this severe weather is pretty low, generally speaking. That's where there's a lot of caveats, a lot of ifs in the forecast for the day today. So let's hope that the clouds stick around a little bit longer. I know if you want to go out in the lakes and you want to be outside, obviously soggy this morning, but everything will improve through the afternoon. I know a lot of folks partied yesterday. A lot of lake goers today, but they kind of wind down and get ready for, all right, back to reality. The 3-day forecast, 3-day vacation, I suppose. 3-day weekend is coming to an end. So if you're new to the platform, here's the East Tennessee Weather app. Hopefully you've downloaded it. We've had a lot of severe weather over the last week or so. So this has been a great tool for a lot of folks traveling, watching the live broadcast. If you don't have it and you're joining, you're like, hey, listen, I didn't really get a lot of alerts, or I had to go here. I couldn't find the information I was wanting. Well, here's all the information for you. So go ahead and go to the Google Play Store and the App Store and search ECTN Weather, all one word. All right, here's your forecast for the day today. Storms this morning, we're in the 60s. We'll climb into the low 70s by lunchtime, so it's going to be a very slow warm-up thanks to the amount of moisture and the clouds that we have in place. And then as we get into the afternoon, we still should be warm. And it's still going to be a warm and muggy day. Forecast highs, a little bit more seasonable. Average highs are 81 degrees in Knoxville, so a nice average day today. We'll be in the mid-80s down in Chattanooga. And again, those temperatures are subject to based on how long the clouds stick around. And the longer the clouds stick around, A, we don't get the severe weather, and B, our temperatures may struggle to actually get into the low to mid-80s in some locations. So something to keep in mind. But I do anticipate some sunshine this afternoon and this evening. If you're doing some barbecues this afternoon, should be fantastic for that. Or just celebrating for what Memorial Day weekend is all about today. And again, thank you very much for any service, men or women out there. Thank you very much for your service. We wouldn't be the country that we are without the hard-working men and women that are in our armed forces. All right, so dew points are still going to stay elevated today. So again, we have the high humidity that helps we need high dew points to lead to severe weather, okay? You can't get severe weather with low dew points. Just doesn't work that way. And so now we've got the humidity, we've got the dew points way up there. However, let me show you the dew points for tomorrow. This, my friends. Oh, look, it's old, sorry. This, my friends, is going to be working our way. Some nice, drier air is going to settle its way on in. So here's your 3-day forecast. Tuesday is going to be fantabulous. Tuesday is going to be amazing. Wednesday is going to be even better because we're going to be below average. And I don't know about you, but I'm not ready for this summertime humidity and heat yet. It's been warm. It's been fine. It's been great. I don't work outside in the outdoors in the elements all day long. And you have to think about that every once in a while. For those of us that work in office buildings and whatnot, we're not as acclimated to the weather when it's really summertime. The guys that work out in it, yes, it's hot. Yes, it's muggy. Yes, they have to play it safe. But they're definitely a lot more acclimated to the heat and the humidity when we get into the summertime months. Rain chances go down. Null. Zip. Zero. Null. None. The gerbil's still asleep. Yes, I know we're getting rain this morning, but I went 30% chance at best after this rain moves on out. Okay. So I wanted to give people an idea that, yeah, we know it's a 100% chance of rain for a lot of us this morning, but I can't put that on the 7-day forecast or on the rain chances because it's going to dwindle here over the next couple of hours, and that's not what the actual day is going to look like. It's tough. As I mentioned, you've heard me talk about this a lot of times. Probability of precipitation is tough to convey because you try to give people the best idea of what to expect based on percentages, but it never tells the whole story. It doesn't tell you timing, duration, intensity, or totals. But as we wrap up the week and get into the weekend, it looks like another trough is going to swing in from the Great Lakes, and that could spark off some showers and maybe thunderstorms, but I'm going to keep it about a 20 to 30% chance as it stands right now. We'll see how this all plays out throughout the week, and of course, I'll be here every day. Temperature trend. This is going to be amazing. Who's ready? Anybody? Show of hands. Anybody ready for some 70s and 80s? Throw it on the chat. Let me know. What do you have planned for today? That's the question for this morning. Write in the chat what you have planned for today. Are you relaxing? Do you have a big party? Are you grilling out? Are you barbecuing? I really, really, really wanted to do a brisket today, but too late to do a brisket now. It takes like 24 hours. So anyways, let me know what you're doing today. And let me know if you're excited for those 70s to return to East Tennessee. Low temperatures, by the way. Now, while the mornings have been nice and comfortable, low temperatures are going to be in the 50s for much of the week. That's confusing. That's refreshing. That's plain and simple. That is refreshing. Like this cup of coffee on this lack of sleep body. I think I probably averaged about 4 hours of sleep over the last 2 days. So after we get done with the broadcast, depending on how this coffee treats me, sometimes I'm going to go take a nap. But depending on, like sometimes you get to this point and you're like I told you earlier, I was like a little nauseous getting into the bathroom after the broadcast. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. Now I took a shower. I'm refreshed now. So sometimes I feel like the day now will proceed as normal. And I don't know if I want to go really take a nap because then you're going to get up all groggy. And I don't want to be groggy for the day. So 83 on Saturday, 80 degrees on Sunday. There could be a chance for showers and storms. Confidence is low for now, so something to keep in mind. And again, for those of you that may just now be, I know you're so sick of this. I know, thanks, sorry, stick with me. I don't advertise anywhere. This is my only advertising opportunities. Just stick with me, friends, please. Stick around. Download the East Tennessee Weather app. It's free. The interactive radar is amazing, right? Right? For those of you that have the app, it's amazing. And it's free. And it supports local businesses and all local businesses. No nonsense weather all the time. All right, so June 2nd to June 6th. Oh, by the way, this is my birthday week. Yeah, it is my birthday week. My birthday is on Friday. But I'll see you Friday morning, so we'll talk about that. And then hopefully we don't have any storms because I'm going to go celebrate. My brother-in-law is coming to town, and I told you before, I just like to go hang out with a bunch of friends. All right, here we go. Temperature outlook, and my wife works. So now I got to get a babysitter for the kids. Anybody want to babysit my kids? All right, so we're typically looking at about average weather, I think, as we get into the first week, maybe 2 weeks of June. Do we see the elevated rain chances? Precipitation may increase for the first week or two, so we'll see how that plays out over the next several days. Let's check in on the TDOT SmartWay cameras here this morning. Obviously, traffic is going to be extremely light, and so I'm not really expecting anything major, but we do have police activity on my marker. So let's see. Eastbound entry ramp closed, right shoulder blocked. Well, what's going on over here? Let's investigate this together, shall we? Police activity. Like when you say police activity on the TDOT cameras, does that make it sound like that maybe there's I don't even want to say the words, but there's something bad going on? Like not a car wreck, but more like police work type stuff. I don't know. I can't really tell. But there's police activity right there. Obviously, you can see not a lot of traffic out there this morning, but it is windy. Those winds are still howling around the area. See if we got any great photos. Okay, we got a couple photos. Susan Hyde, my next door neighbor. My next door neighbor? Whoa. That's not their backyard, though. What does she say? Susan, you got to write details on here. Come on, Nabes. Let's go. I don't even know what that is. Because that is not your backyard. I know that's not your backyard. But tree damage. Thanks, Susan. What else do we have? That's about the only one we got. When did she post that? Last night at 7:16. Anyways. Anywho. Let's see. Where are we going here? Hi. Hi, everybody. Let's go to the chat and see what everybody is saying. What are the plans for the day today? So Kimberly, you cracked me. Did you sleep all night? I don't recall that you were much on the chat during the overnight hour, so I'm sorry. Waiting since 5? What's up, Storm Chaser, Mr. Wolf? I love that. I love it. I want to know how old you are. Storm Chaser, Mr. Wolf. He is a Witcher Weather Watcher. Do you mind saying how old you are? You don't have to. Just curious. Curious based on the name. That's what I'm curious about. So, anyways, you don't have to tell me. It's not a big deal. Yeah, right, Mel? Well, some folks are going to be floating away. Now, listen, something to keep in mind. If you are joining us from out of town, maybe you wanted to go float the Pigeon River. I don't necessarily know that the, what is that? Like River Rat and there's a couple of them over there. Sorry, I only know River Rat. I'd give a shout out to the other one, but there's a couple tubing places over there. Now, these are the best days. Tomorrow would be the best day. Okay, so if you want to do the float down the Pigeon River, kids are on summer break, and you want to do that, tomorrow would be the best day. And I tell you this why, because I've been keeping an eye on that river because we'd like to go float that river too. I think it's a lot of fun. Grab a cooler and some friends, and you just hang out and float down the river. It takes several hours. And anyways, if we haven't had that rain for a long time, that river is really shallow, so your butt is always hitting rocks because it's really shallow. But a day or two after we get big rain events like this, it is always the best. It's a little bit more rapidy. It's more fun. Yeah. So tomorrow would probably be the best day to do that. We'll talk about power outages, speaking of which, because I know we have a lot of folks without power. So I'll highlight that here in just a moment. And we'll see if they can't get that on the screen for you. But we do have... and we have quite a bit of power outages, so let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. Since I saw that on the chat, we'll just go ahead and highlight that. So, Fentress County, 600 without power, 200 in Scott County, 1,000 in Campbell County. So look at this. This is my point. Case in point right here, okay? You hear me talk about this all the time. And so many people, why is this looping? So many people are always so concentrated on tornadoes. And yes, tornadoes are scary, and they're impressive, and they're amazing, and they're beautiful, especially in the Great Plains when you can see them from the southeast and you get on the perfect quadrant of that storm and you get the sunshine. Oh, man, they're gorgeous. But we don't get this kind of power outage activity when we have isolated tornadoes. We just don't because they're smaller. And I've said that a million times, and I'll continue to say it until I'm blue in the face, until I retire from meteorology. Please don't ever concentrate on the tornado aspect of severe storms. Concentrate on the wind aspect of just severe weather, generally speaking, because that is 100% why we have these power outages. 300 in Claiborne County, 500 in Union County. Knox County's got 6,500 plus. Granger County, 2,500. Hambling County, 200. Let's go Greene County at 300. Hawkins County, Hancock County is 300. I always get those mixed. Ray and Megs always get mixed up, and Hawkins and Hancock I always get messed up all the time. I don't know why. I've been doing this map. I've seen these maps for 30 years, 20 years. 100 without power in Cott County, 2,000 without power in Sevier County, 1,500 in Blount County, McMinn's 100. See, here I go. Ray, this would be Megs County. 300 without power, Bradley County. And then again, I was apologizing for the folks that were joining us from Chattanooga this morning or during the overnight hours. I said, I apologize, and Tri-Cities as well. I do not have those counties like driven in my head. Like I've got the counties that I've used to broadcast to for so many years. So I'm still learning the counties and the cities and the environment down there. So right around Saudi Daisy, Chattanooga, we've got 1,000 without power. And in Benton, so this is Polk County. I do know that. That's Polk County. It has 500 without power. So anyways, a lot of power outages are taking shape here this morning. And so you definitely want to play it safe. Well, I don't know why you have to play it safe, but you're without power. Guess you don't have to play it safe with your out power. You just hang out, chill out, and watch paint dry. Nothing else to do. You know what it is good for? I'll tell you what it is good for. The glass is always half full, right? Not a half empty. I'm a half full kind of guy. Glass is half full. Cup is definitely almost running over. But just go eat breakfast. You know, you're like, you're forced to go grab a nice bite to eat out. Which I don't know about you, but man, I don't know what they're doing with these supermarkets. Not supermarkets, well, supermarkets too. I know COVID was the result, but like it is crazy expensive. Like even Chick-fil-A and McDonald's are crazy expensive now. When do you walk away from Chick-fil-A paying $60 for a family of 4? Chick-fil-A. So if you can afford to go out to breakfast, go out to breakfast. Dude, Dustin's still joining. Dustin's been up with me all night long, I think, for the most part. Storm Chaser Mr. Wolf lost power. I love these names. Like on YouTube, I love YouTube for that reason. Like you can name it anything that you want. Like how could you, Katrina? How? I mean, really? It was like, well, you know what? It was booming. It was booming. We've had a lot more intense lightning storms. So sometimes we'll get intense lightning storms, but not necessarily the severe weather. Last night we had the severe weather. We had tornado warnings, Katrina. And aren't you in like Granger County or Hamlin County, Katrina? Could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. I'm getting to know you all slowly but surely. But we like had tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings. Although my kids didn't come to the studio, they weren't sleeping in with my wife in bed, so they didn't get woken up. There was a couple cracks this morning that was literally shaking everything, the walls, everything. Anyways, what's up, Bobby? Good morning to you. Happy Memorial Day, Sandra. And Betty. Betty's been up all night. Betty, you're a rock star, my friend. I try really hard to do well with names, and I butchered one in the middle of the night. Her name was Charlie. I said Carly, but it was spelled like Charlie with a Y-L-E, and I don't know why I said Carly. That just kind of came to my mind, so this is going to be a tough one for me. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to go Garlina. Hopefully I got that right. Garlina? Yeah. That's what I'm going to go with. I'll call you Miss Brockwell. How about that? Or Mrs. Brockwell. I told you I'm going to lose my marbles here real quick. You're going to get a taste of Witcher without sleep. And that, my friends, can get quite entertaining. Pam Jones has been with us. Pam, are you going to sign up for the Skywarn Storm Spotter program? She said she wanted to do that. I think I got 2 or 3 more people. So now, once they finish the courses, and I got 2 that emailed me their stuff, we're literally pushing about 30 to 35 Witcher Weather Watchers across all of East Tennessee. Now we've got some in Chattanooga area, some in Tri-Cities, because now, see, that's the other thing. A lot of folks don't know who I am up in Tri-Cities and Chattanooga, because those are 2 totally different TV markets from what I broadcast to here in Knoxville and the surrounding bubble that I broadcast to. So I don't know the counties very well, don't know the cities very well, learning, but you can only learn, right, from here on out. And folks don't even know who I am up in those areas. And so we're gradually, slowly but surely expanding our reach. Slowly but surely. What's up, Robert? So Darlene says, happy Memorial Day, Mike. So far, we've made it through some pretty bad weather. Yes, we have. So far, so good. But it's still pouring here in Happy Valley, Blount County. And it is still pouring down the rain. No, not so much. I laid in bed. I think it was about 9 o'clock. My wife goes, "It's already 9." One kid was already, and the kids were getting grouchy. And I was like, guys, I got to go to bed. At least I have to lay down for a couple of hours. I'm still sleeping on the couch. Not because I'm in the doghouse, although I feel like I'm in the doghouse, but I'm not. I think she still loves me. But sleeping on the couch because my eyes still can't sleep with my sleep app and whatever. So we'll see where this goes. So hopefully I'll get back into a nice, comfortable bed here soon. Although it's not been nice. I didn't have to fight anybody for covers all night long. Got that going for us, which we had the conversation the other day. I don't know if we talked about it on Wake Up with the Witcher, but had it with some friends and how there's this new thing going on where, like back in the old days when people like husband and wife used to sleep in separate beds. I think there's a new thing going on with younger generation people saying, hey, listen, we don't need to sleep together. We're not cuddling all night long. After you get married and once you stop dating, you're like, I just need to sleep. Not cuddling, you're hogging covers, so you don't sleep very much. So maybe separate beds is a nice thing. In the same bedroom, but separate beds maybe. I don't know. My grandparents did that. And I thought that was weird as a kid. Like, why do my grandparents sleep in separate beds? That's super weird. But really, when you look at the aspects of life and a marriage or any sort of relationship, like, do we really need to sleep in the same bed? I don't know. I digress. Morning, AJ. How are you, my friend? I got your text message. Sorry, I've been so busy. I didn't even get a chance to text you back. It's been lost in a slew of text messages. But yes, I do understand what you were saying on that. So anyways, but thank you for texting me. And thank you. By the way, I'm just going to give you a shout out anyways. I don't even care. 865 Candle in South Knoxville. 865 Candle Company. Go check them out. They're on Facebook and Instagram. Remember, I've got that candle right there. And I got a cool sign from Wild Tree Lane, who has some stuff inside 865 Candle Company. But anywho, all right. Oh, that's right, Katrina. You were on vacation this week. Oh. Bummer, dude. It was a long night, wasn't it, my friend? Thank you, Maria. I appreciate that. Yeah, right? Exactly. Kayakers will be out probably. Some of those diehard kayakers will be out. That's what I don't know if you caught the top end of that, Buck, but I was talking about the Little Pigeon River over in Townsend, tubing it. It's always a lot of fun. Today, maybe not so much. Tomorrow and Wednesday will be perfect days to do so. The air will be more comfortable, and the river. If you've never tubed the Pigeon River, it's always better about 2 or 3 days after a big rain event. Feeling a chilly wind. A little chilly out there. Are you cooking chili? Yeah, amen to that. We need another better weather day. That's for sure. Firing away on the chat this morning. You guys are all talky. This is awesome. There you go, Betty. I agree. Layla, did you sleep through those storms last night? And by the way, thanks for the praise on social media, Layla. I appreciate you. You're a good friend of mine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And anybody that's been in our military at all, and you're on this chat this morning, thank you. Thank you for your service. There we go. That's why I wore a red shirt today. Red, white, and blue. I did it for a reason, you know. Although my morning broadcast, because as soon as I got done with that severe weather event this morning, I looked at the clock. What was it, like 5:30, Dustin? I don't know what time it was. And I was like, oh, man, I got to do radio still. So I had to update all my radio for my radio stations. I still had to get the channel updated and all of East Tennessee weather platforms updated. So I was in a T-shirt, which I don't think anybody really cares, but I took a shower and decided to put on a collared shirt. I don't know why. Many of you probably noticed I haven't really been wearing shirts and ties and a full like suit jacket lately. It's a lot more comfortable, way more relaxed. That was my goal from the beginning of this. I said I wanted to do something totally different than what the TV stations are doing and what we were forced to do, and that was like wear a full suit every day. I wanted to be more relaxed, and so I went out and bought a bunch of stuff. Oh, no. Debris all over Owl Hole Gap Road, falling tree, and a car collided yesterday. Yuck. Anyways, I really wanted to dress down, and then I got into it, and I was like, I felt weird on the weather wall, like not wearing a suit. But I think I'm gradually veering off the other end. Maybe the deep end. I don't know. Maybe I'm probably going off the deep end. Buck, you mentioned something about my glasses. What about the 2020 specs? So you might have missed that. But I said I'm still within about 10 feet of me. My vision far away is super clear for the most part. But I can see my whiteboard now and stuff like that. But about 10 feet from me, it's still blurry. So I hope it settles in, because if it doesn't, these are readers of like a plus 125 that I went and picked up at Target yesterday. So I got a couple other readers, but they're stronger readers for when I was wearing, I don't know. You don't need to know all about this, but yeah, these are actually technically readers, so I can see the stupid screens. They're not stupid. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have called you stupid. Screens. All right, AJ's going to be grilling out, but otherwise just chilling at home. May swim after all the rain stops. That sounds nice. Is that a picture of your pool in your backyard? I can't really see the picture very well, but if so, I'm ready for an invite. I know you're a cold beverage drinker there, AJ, so let me know when. Might as well, Julie. You might as well. I started, even though I probably will die here in about an hour. Just fade away. But I feel pretty good now after I took a shower. So motorcycle ride once the streets dry out. Yeah, make sure that gets slippery, doesn't it? Barbecue supper later on tonight. That's awesome. So Kimberly's going to be relaxing. I had my 1-year-old grandson and 7-year-old grandsons since Friday. You are pooped. It's impossible to keep the house clean with kids. Literally impossible. My 8 and 11-year-old were like, literally every day, we're like, guys, just pick up your stuff. What is so hard? Why do you just drop it and leave a room? And then you walk past it a million times and you think like you're 8 and 11. Come on. The training continues. Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Kimberly and Betty and everybody. Hey, you know what? Let's not wait any longer. We'll finish this chat coming up here in just a moment. You know the movie White Men Can't Jump? I'm a white man with zero dancing skills. All right, let's talk about today's holidays. Did you know that today is National Grape Day? You know what's funny is I actually I'll eat them every once in a while, and when I do, I'll eat a few, but I'm not a big fan of grapes. It's a skin texture thing for me. That's why I don't really like apples. I like the flavor of them, but it's like the texture of the outer skin. I'm just not a huge fan of. National Grape Popsicle Day. I will tell you, I've got 3 favorite flavored, fake flavored stuff, right? Because grape popsicles does not taste like a grape. Saying those though it's National Grape Day, but I like that fake grape flavor the best. Like I told you before, one of my favorite things at Sonic is a grape cream slush. If you've never had one, I highly recommend going and get one. They're amazing. But grape, cinnamon, and fake banana flavor. Runts, like the banana runts. Because if you know, and I've told you before, if you remember, I am a candy freak. I love candy. I could eat candy all day long. But I would not keep this terrible dad bod if I ate eating more candy. So, National Cellophane Tape Day. Okay. Guess it's important for packages and wrapping presents. And of course, it's Memorial Day. I wish I had some like Memorial Day music, but I do not. Because all the music I have to pay for. We'll gradually build that up, but those are your holidays. Those are your holidays. There we go. No accidents on the interstate, so we're doing fine. Let's bring that down. I was just trying to transition back to me being on camera. You know, that's what we should look at, and didn't do much of this last night, but our storm reports. So let me show you some storm reports. So we'll come back to maps on camera. There's a lot of storm reports out there. I mean, look at the slew of storm reports that we had just from the storms. This is literally over the last 24 hours. Look at that. I mean, insane. And we got a lot of reds, a lot of tornadoes over into Missouri and Arkansas. What's that little question mark guy? Landslide. Oh, that's a landslide that we had. That says Wares Valley. We also had one at the quarry. We had a landslide or a rock slide or whatever. So let's just highlight a couple of these. What kind of reports actually came into the Weather Service? Oliver Springs. Thunderstorm wind damage. Halls. Had some hail in Strawberry Plains, 1 inch in diameter. Had hail in Alpha. We've got some flash flooding occurring, obviously, in Gatlinburg. Maryville Happy Valley saw some hail being reported, 1 inch in diameter. Down in Cleveland, we had flash flooding occurring as well. Let's see, Fentress County, thunderstorm wind damage, also in Oneida. So a lot of thunderstorm wind damage, and that's why I always stress. I can't stress enough. Now, we did have those tornado warnings up into Campbell and Claiborne County, parts of Union, southeastern Kentucky, also parts of, I believe it ended up being Hambling County, no, Granger County. Hambling County I don't think was in the tornado warning, but Granger County was. But didn't seem to appear to really cause any major issues that we've heard of so far. But of course, now that the sun's coming up, once the rain comes to an end, we'll finally start to see what really is going to, like what the damage is, right? Storms in the middle of the night. Hard to tell. All right, that's pretty much what I guessed. If that's true, that's pretty much what I guessed based on the name. I love it, Storm Chaser Mr. Wolf. I love it. I've got another 15-year-old from Maryland that joins us every once in a while. So hopefully I just answered that question, JoJo, based on the storm reports. Yeah, lots of storm reports around the country. Let's see what the Storm Prediction Center, because this is where it all comes from. So I'll just take this full so you can see it, see what I'm doing. So there's the Storm Prediction Center. So when you look at storm reports, you can go up here. Look at all that. Look at all this. So we had just over the last 24 hours, we had 15 tornado reports, 763 wind reports. Again, stressing adding to what I always say about severe thunderstorm wind damage. You can never concentrate, don't ever concentrate on tornadoes. Concentrate on wind damage, because you can clearly see that has caused much more of a mess than anything else. We had 273 hail reports, so total reports over the last 24 hours was 1,051. 1,051 storm reports. Isn't that crazy? If you ever want, you can always go back. I don't know why that's not showing up on the screen all the way. We'll bring that onto the screen a little bit. So you can go back with the Storm Prediction Center. You can go back at and look at all the storm reports. So the day before yesterday, so this is May 25th, you can see we had more tornadoes down across parts of Texas, Oklahoma. And you can go to any date, like literally any date. So, which is really cool. I forget how to search that. And there's filtered and unfiltered, so they'll go out and and filter out the reports. I forget how to find off the top of my head, but you can go back to any date and maybe this is it. No, that's not it. Anyways, I digress. There's a way to go back to any date, so you can go back to any date you want, and insurance agents and stuff like that, they will use that as well. Say like, okay, well, we had storms here. Sure, we had hail that day. Okay, now we have hail damage, but is that hail damage? I have a friend that does this, by the way. Is that hail damage from that storm, or is that hail damage from a previous storm? And were you with our insurance company when we had that storm, or were you with somebody else? So it's a huge thing. It's pretty interesting to learn about insurance companies and how they go out and assess things. But he actually it works for a company that it's his own company. He actually goes against the insurance company, saying he gets them to pay out for storm damage. But he and I have talked a lot over the years about trying to combine our efforts together to help him out, which would in turn help me out as well. But maybe not today, Mel, but like tomorrow or the next day will probably be better. I bet it is. I bet it is raging. You know, it's interesting, Buck, in the middle of the night, something happened here in the studio. I didn't lose power, but something happened, and we lost the radar for just a couple of minutes. Thank goodness I was able to quickly get it back. Smothered and covered, my friend. I'm way behind on chat, so I'm still now up to where you guys are talking about food. I shouldn't do that. Sorry. It's hard. I do the forecast. You guys are all chatting, so I want to go say hi to everybody and make sure everyone's doing okay. And then I ask these questions, and now I get to these questions. And you people call you Lala? It's Layla. Oh, have you really? Separate bedrooms for 10 years, keeping a happy, well-rested marriage. That's what they say. Sometimes when you're around each other too much, it's like anybody. You're around anybody too much, you're like, ooh. I'm glad you guys are with me this morning. You're around me every day almost. Got internet service down. Thanks, Phil. I do have backup internet, but I don't have backup power yet. So if anybody happens to know a company that would like to sponsor out East Tennessee Weather, I'm looking for a whole home generator. Just going to throw that out there. Maybe somebody's on here. I was like, oh yeah, I have a company. Let's do this. I'll put you front and center on everything. Yeah, I agree with you, Layla. Amen to that, sister. Amen, Barbara. The weather's going to be fantastic tomorrow. Now, we'll just, I'm going to throw something out there now. The humidity is going to come down, so as they get out of the water, it's going to have a bit of a cooler feel to the body once the body starts to dry off. Courtney says, hey, Mike, my son is flying out today. Can you give us a quick weather update? I will. And I'm almost to the bottom of the chat, so we'll go back to that here. And I'll just give you another quick little update, and then we'll call it a day. I've already been on. Listen, I've literally been talking for hours over the last 24 hours. All right. Let's give you another weather update. So here's the rain. Rain's out here this morning. I mean, I could tell you to go to the East Tennessee Weather Platform and help me out there, but I will do it here just for you. because your sun's flying out today. All right, so rain showers, no severe weather out there. We do have some flash flood warnings over in the Sevier County, also Hamilton and Bradley County. So watch out for watch out for rising water, watch out for debris, watch out for all those things. We do not have any severe weather out there right now, which is great news to pass along. Let's get to the forecast. Today we are under, I don't know what time your sun's flying out, but today we are still under a level 1 risk for severe weather by the Storm Prediction Center. But here's the deal. There's a whole caveat on if it will and or could happen. If we get some sunshine, that'll help destabilize the atmosphere. And if we get a storm to get into the right part of the atmosphere, it's going to go quick. It'll go probably severe really, really quick. Got a lot of buoyancy in the atmosphere. Pam, just hit me up, Mike at easttnweather.com. Mike at easttnweather.com. Or you need the storm spotter one? All right, Pam, I'll give that to you here real quick. So again, if you want to become a storm spotter with the National Weather Service and the Skywarn Storm Spotter program, I'm posting this in the chat right now. There it is. All right, he leaves at 3 o'clock for Europe. Oh, nice. Should be fine. Should be totally fine. Not a big deal. But we do have a risk for some isolated strong thunderstorms. So if these can happen, and there's a whole thing, like I said earlier, it's like telling your kids, if you do this, then you can do this. Weather's going to be the same today. If we get some sunshine to help really destabilize the atmosphere, then we could see this. Damaging wind, isolated, super isolated, like maybe 1 or 2, 3 possible. Probably not going to get a whole lot. I'm hoping not. But damaging wind and hail would be the greatest threat. Still have some spin in the atmosphere, so can't take tornado potential totally off the table. But I just, I feel like I talk about tornadoes and I'm going against everything I say. Let's worry about damaging wind more than anything else. And localized flooding and flash flooding because we got a saturated ground. So if we got a storm that did fire up today and produced a lot of rain, it would likely produce the potential for some flooding and flash flooding. So here's your future cast. Again, it's if these clouds or when these clouds break, if we get some sunshine. There's noon. The cold front's going to be coming through, I think, right about noonish or so. So the timing of that's still about right. And so we may get a couple of stray showers ahead of it. But if we can get some sunshine to destabilize the atmosphere, those storms could tap into that atmosphere, the column of the air, and they could go severe pretty quickly. It is not likely to happen for most at all. Let me restate that. It will not happen for most, but isolated in nature if it does happen at all. So temperature-wise, we're going to see those temps climb right there into the low 70s. So a slow warm-up through noon, and then we'll see hopefully some sunshine, and that's going to help to warm us up. Although I don't know if we want sunshine. I kind of want to take a break. But anyways, we're going to be in the low to mid-80s, so more seasonable temperatures today. Still high humidity, though, and it's still going to make it for a nice evening. Kind of calm down, get ready for the workday. Dew points, high humidity, so dew point numbers. Anytime you're in the 60s and 70s, that's kind of the air that you can wear. So it's high humidity today. But tomorrow, look at this, dew points come down into the 50s during the afternoon. And so that's what I was saying earlier. Whoever said they were going to Soki Mountain, that the lower the dew points, the more efficient the water on your body can evaporate. And the more efficient the water on your body can evaporate, the cooler your body feels. That's why swimming out in, say, Arizona or Colorado, it may be 100 degrees, but if you get out of the water, you get cold real quick because that evaporation process is a cooling process. That's how we cool our bodies down. That's why we sweat. And then the sweat evaporates off of our bodies, and that keeps our temperatures, regulates our temperatures of our bodies. All right, so Tuesday, Wednesday, this is going to be nice. We're going to be in the 70s and 80s, so beautiful weather there. We're going to shut down those rain chances. So again, after this morning rain, going about a 20 to 30% chance of a few afternoon thunderstorms today. Rain-free Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then maybe a little bit of activity as we get into the weekend. However, it doesn't look too confident that we're going to get a ton of rain so far, so we'll see how this all plays out over time. But more seasonable temperatures, 70s and 80s. It's going to be so nice. Not to mention, those low temperatures will be in the 50s, and that is going to feel amazing. So we'll keep an eye on the forecast. I will keep an eye on the forecast for you. We're going to be in the low 80s both Saturday and Sunday. There could be a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms but probably not a ton of activity. We're going to cue the music, my friends. It is 7:55. I cannot believe I've actually been talking to you all for almost an hour now. Talking with you, not at you. Talking with you. We have beautiful blue skies in Nashville. What's up, Scott? How are you, my friend? You're going to head right into the clouds, Scott. Bring the sunshine. Are you coming back? Or are you just trying to say the sunshine's going to come our way? It's going to be a process, but the sunshine will come our way, and we should have a wonderful and safe day. So again, thank you very much for your service and sacrifice. If you have been in the military at some form or fashion, we wouldn't be the country where we are right now without that. So let's celebrate that today. Let's hope that you have a wonderful day and celebrate with the barbecues. If you're grilling out, barbecuing, I've got to continue to re-season my Blackstone. I started the process yesterday, and then I had to stop, and then had to cover it up so I don't get more rain on it. But it's all rusted out, so I'm going to re-season it and get it all back up to tip-top shape, so I can start grilling back outside, because 'tis the season. If you're heading out to the swimming pools later on today, should be fantastic for that. Again, high humidity, great swimming weather. And just watch out for a couple of those isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms if they do develop. But I don't know about you. I'm kind of hoping that they don't. You see what I'm saying over here? You see what I'm saying? Grab your cup of coffee, take a nap today, relax, chill out, and enjoy the day. I feel like I don't want to leave y'all. My butt's getting tired. My coffee's getting cold. And my eyes are getting heavy. All right, I'm just going to answer this real quick. I did. But still about 10 to 12 feet in front of me or around me is still blurry for some reason. So I have another update tomorrow. I have another check-in tomorrow. I'm going to talk to them about that. The far vision's great for the most part, but about 10 to 15 feet around me just seems really blurry still. And so I'm hoping that settles in. Hopefully I didn't get overcorrected, because that would be awful, because then I'm going to have to go back to wearing contacts and glasses just for visual. I don't know. I'm still really nervous. It's been a little bit troubling at this point of the game. I'm going to tell you that at this point of the game, I'm going to tell you right now that I regret my decision. But it does take 1 to 3 months for your eyes to fully settle in from this surgery. And I'm literally a week and a half out. So say a little prayer if you're a prayer person. Thank you, Laura. Have faith and be patient, she says. It's really hard to right now, Laura. So I went and bought these readers yesterday because I had some readers that were too strong, and so I still couldn't see anything. These are a little bit lighter, so now I can at least see things around me. And I was having to cook in the kitchen and stuff with them on last night because I still feel weird, like 10 to 15 feet around. It's breathe in, breathe out. All right. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate you. Good morning, Kat. And you all have a wonderful and safe day. Good morning, Melody. Thank you very much. Hey, have a great day. Be safe. Be kind to each other. Life is short. And you know that we'll be up early tomorrow morning with Wake Up with Witcher. Talking about some nice, cool, pleasant weather for pretty much the rest of the week. So have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. And if they do, they'll go severe pretty quickly because we've got a very unstable atmosphere still in place. But that was really weird. Now I'm in a t-shirt. Now I'm in a dress shirt. I'll just send you back to the 24-hour channel. This was recorded earlier. Have a great day. All the severe weather coverage I've done over the last 36 hours, really over the last couple of weeks, you should download the East Tennessee Weather app. It's 100% free. It's all the weather information that you want for us here in East Tennessee, and it goes wherever you go. So if you're traveling on vacation, it travels with you as well. Here's your forecast for the day today. We start off with temps in the 60s, showers and thunderstorms this morning. We'll see mostly cloudy skies, 73 by lunchtime. And then we should warm into the low 80s with some hit-miss sunshine and maybe a few afternoon storms today. So the goal today is going to be a little bit cooler than yesterday. We should actually be in the 70s and low to mid-80s. Still warm and still muggy because the air is still very humid, which I'll show you in a second. This evening should be a nice evening to kind of wrap things up, get ready for work for the day tomorrow. but a nice evening around East Tennessee, and it should be a nice afternoon as well, as long as we don't get those storms. Dew points are going to stay on the high side for the day today, but I highlight that because the dry air starts to settle in tomorrow. And look at this, dew points will come crashing on down into the 50s and low 60s. And that's that comfortable, a little bit more comfortable air, the air that you cannot wear. You don't want to wear. Well, no, the air that you wear is the kind of the air that's going to be with us today. You get the point. Anyways, your 3-day forecast, some sunshine and quieter weather is on the way. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be in the 70s and 80s. My friends, this is going to be amazing. And the rain chances come on down. Now, I've kept today at a 30% chance. Yes, we have rain this morning. But as we get through the rest of the afternoon, 30% coverage at best, I think. And then no chances for rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But there's another little system swinging our way as we round out the week and head into the upcoming weekend. The confidence is on the low side that we'd see much activity at all. Temperature trend, average highs at about 81 degrees, will be seasonable. Much more seasonable weather expected this week, and much more comfortable morning low temperatures will be down into the 50s. So that's going to feel amazing. Highlighting that weekend forecast, there could be a chance for showers and storms, but confidence is low right now. So make sure you check back in during the week. We'll keep you posted on that. High temperatures both Saturday and Sunday will be in the low 80s. So pretty average weather on the way. Again, to recap, don't forget to download the East Tennessee Weather app. It's 100% free. Go to the Google Play Store, the App Store, and search East TN Weather, all one word, for all the latest weather information here in East Tennessee. But it's set, like I said, it travels wherever you go. As long as you have your GPS location turned on, you can put on different cities around East Tennessee, and no matter what city you may be traveling to, you will be notified of inclement weather around your area. We sure hope you have a great Memorial Day Monday. We will see you back here real soon.